He spat on stages, cursed at crowds, and became the face of punk rebellion that terrified parents around the world. But behind the sneers, the safety pins, and the chaos, Johnny Rotten, frontman of the Sex Pistols, harbored a secret that would shock punk purists. At 69, Rotten has finally revealed the 6 musicians who shaped his taste, inspired his career, and challenged everything he believed about music. And trust me, these picks will completely change how you see one of rock's most unpredictable rebels. Let's dive deep into the hidden record collection of punk's angriest voice. Number 6, Captain Beefheart. Kicking off our list at number 6 is the wild, untamed blues magician himself, Captain Beefheart. Rotten's obsession with the avant-garde icon wasn't just about strange sounds. It was about freedom. He once said, "If it's easy to digest, it's not challenging anything." Rotten first heard Beefheart's groundbreaking album Trout Mask Replica in the mid-1970s, and it completely rewired his brain. While other artists chased radio hits, Beefheart built entire sonic worlds that defied logic, fractured rhythms, surreal lyrics, and music that didn't care whether you liked it or not. Rotten would blast these records to anyone who visited, proudly declaring, "This is real rebellion, art without compromise." If you listen closely to early Public Image Ltd. tracks, you can hear Beefheart's influence in the jagged rhythms, the chaotic arrangements, and the fearless refusal to follow musical rules. For Johnny, Beefheart proved that rebellion isn't just loud, it's intellectual. Number 5, Scott Walker. Coming in at number 5 is a name that will surprise almost everyone. Scott Walker. Best known at first as a 60s teen idol, Walker abandoned pop fame to dive into dark, experimental music filled with haunting orchestration and existential lyrics. Rotten discovered Walker's solo work around 1976 and was mesmerized. He called Walker's sound beautiful terror, a kind of music that was elegant yet disturbing. What Rotten admired most was Walker's bravery. Here was a man who destroyed his own commercial success in pursuit of something stranger, riskier, and truer. Rotten once said, "Real punk is destroying what made you popular so you can find something honest." If you've ever wondered where Rotten's later love of dramatic, theatrical arrangements came from, look no further than Scott Walker's fearless reinvention. Number 4, Lee Scratch Perry. Number 4 takes us deep into the world of Jamaican dub with the legendary Lee Scratch Perry. Rotten wasn't drawn to reggae for its politics or popularity. He was fascinated by Perry's studio wizardry. Perry treated the mixing board like a mad scientist's lab, twisting echoes, layering sounds, and turning silence into music. Rotten first heard Perry's work in a London flat and was instantly obsessed. He called Perry's sound controlled chaos, music that somehow made perfect sense by refusing to follow any rules. This influence can be heard in Rotten's experiments with space, reverb, and echo during his Public Image Ltd. years. To Johnny, Perry was a fellow outsider, a fearless creator who proved that genius often looks like madness. Number 3, Graaf Generator, now for one of Rotten's most unexpected choices, Graaf Generator. Yes, the theatrical progressive rock band known for sprawling compositions and complex arrangements. Punk fans might scoff, but Rotten was captivated by their raw emotion. He first heard their album Pawn Hearts in 1975 and was stunned by Peter Hamill's intense, soul-bearing vocals. Rotten later said, "That man screams like his life depends on it, but over music that's sophisticated and dangerous." While punk rejected prog's technical showmanship, Rotten saw something deeper, proof that intelligence and emotional honesty could coexist. Graaf Generator taught him that music could be both complex and violent, both thoughtful and raw, a lesson he carried into his own experimental projects. Number 2, Neil Young. At number 2 is a name that shows Rotten's true respect for fearless independence, Neil Young. Rotten wasn't interested in Young's folk rock image. What impressed him was Young's refusal to play by anyone's rules, not even his fans. Rotten discovered Tonight's the Night in the mid-70s and was blown away by its raw honesty. While other artists repeated formulas for success, Young constantly reinvented himself, releasing whatever music he felt like, even if it alienated his audience. Rotten once explained, Neil Young changes direction every time people think they've figured him out. That's real rebellion. It's no coincidence that Rotten resisted every call for a Sex Pistols reunion for quick cash. Neil Young showed him that the bravest move is to stay true to your instincts, even if it costs you fame or fortune. Number 1, Nico. And finally, at number 1, we arrive at Johnny Rotten's most shocking favorite of all, Nico. Yes, the icy-voiced chanteuse of the Velvet Underground, whose solo albums remain some of the darkest, most uncompromising music ever recorded. Rotten discovered her 1968 album, The Marble Index, as a teenager and described it as music from another world. He once said, "She sings like she's already dead, but somehow more alive than anyone else. It's the most honest sound I've ever heard." What struck Rotten wasn't just Nico's haunting voice, but her refusal to seek approval. She never compromised her vision, never softened her sound to please an audience. To Rotten, Nico represented the ultimate form of artistic purity, proof that the most powerful music comes from total emotional honesty, no matter how uncomfortable it makes people.
Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon.